this CT70. There was an oil leak I just fixed. Right now we're going to go do the back chain adjusters and swap those out, clean up the chain and adjust it correctly, and I think that will be it for this series of videos on this machine. We'll take it for a ride and all that, make sure everything's good. So let's just jump right into it. I'm just jacking up the back. I got the front tied down, so really don't need it that high off the ground. You can see now the change is really loose, but what had happened was I was trying to, I was gonna go adjust the chain, and someone previously before me had stripped this adjuster out, and I couldn't even get the nut off, so I ended up cutting it with a Dremel just to get it off because it was all stripped out. So I got a new setup, all new hardware, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swap all that stuff out, put new stuff on. So that's what this video is gonna entail. Alright, first things first, get this axle out of here. I'd already loosened it up. It's a 19mm nut on this side. This is one of the adjusters, and it's got this chrome hardware on it, which, yeah, unfortunately I don't have the chrome hardware. I have the washer. I got another nut. I guess we could reuse those, but it's close enough. I mean, you're really not going to notice it that much. Make sure this fits on there nice. Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll push this axle out, grip it with a, what I got here, 5mm Allen wrench. Oh, man, that's really in there, huh? Oh. Okay. So we're gonna need to tap this out. This is what I was talking about in my previous videos about not lubing up the axles for the next guy. I'm just gonna get this where it's kind of right there. Like, there's no need for it to be like that. Dry as a bone. Dry as a bone. And you see it, you know, this is water. This is what I was talking about. Definitely don't want to put this back in without any kind of grease, because you got to change this back tire eventually. You know, this thing's in such nice shape that they're probably going to run through the tire at some point, and then they're going to go, some mechanic's going to go try to take it out next time, and it's going to be seized in there, in the bearings and everything, and then you're going to have to be wailing on it with a 5-pound sledge for no reason. So just easy enough to clean this up, and we'll get some grease on it and everything like that. We'll pull out the other adjuster. I think it already just came out. So yeah, here it is. This is the one. As you can see, here's a good one, and here's a bad one. You can see it's all stripped right in this area. So there's never proper chain tension on this and everything. So now there will be. We'll get this all lubed up and back in shape again. So that goes in and out of there nice. I'll clean up in the inside there too. And then once I'm done with that, I'll come back and we'll do reassembly and chain adjustment. All right, while I got this apart, I just wanted to show you what we're dealing with here. We got this. It's all completely covered. You can probably see it a lot better now. Slinging grease, or chain lube everywhere, but where you want it. Look, you can see the bearing. Got plenty of grease on the bearing surface, but inside, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Got your brake shoe here. You can see there's grease, but you look on the inside in there. I don't know. Try to get the light to hit it. Absolutely nothing. You got some remnants of something on there. You see it was getting into the brake shoe. Try to let that focus in on there. Right at this this point right here. Someone was getting in there. And that's probably why the brakes didn't work as efficiently as they should. I mean, they worked. It just didn't feel like... they kind of like slowed you down. They didn't like lock up the rear tire. You know what I mean? It should have locked up. It should lock up a rear tire on this, like no problem, with all the force that's on there. So let's see here. Let me grab a paper towel, and I'm sure because of what I'm seeing on the shoes, this is a clean paper towel. See, there's nothing on it. We'll go in around here, just around. And what do you see? You see grease. You see, brake material. That's just on the surface. There's not supposed to be anything on there. There's just too much. These bearings, I believe, are the wrong ones. They're supposed to be sealed bearings, not open bearings like this. That's the other problem with this. So as the wheel's spinning, it's just flinging out grease everywhere. So these are the wrong wheel bearings. So you're going to have to get different wheel bearings. But this guy needs this thing back. It's not catastrophe. But I'm going to tell him, you need to bring this thing back in, and we'll do a rear tire, because it's getting close. The thing is pretty much worn down. And we're going to have to replace these wheel bearings, because they're supposed to be sealed. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this and show you what happens and why, someone says, oh, yeah, the brakes, they work. Oh, they look good. I don't understand. They got plenty of meat left on them, but, it doesn't it like creeps to a stop. It doesn't really stop me, and you don't want that. There's only two brake systems, front and rear, so we'll have to check the front and see if they're the same way, because, if he did the back bearings this way, who knows, he probably did the front bearings too, trying to save a couple of bucks by getting, unsealed ones, thinking he's doing the right thing, wherever it was. All right, so I just wanted to show you that part. I'm not going to keep going on. We'll just go back to what we were doing before, and let me get this cleaned up, and we'll get her back together. All right, as you see, chain's hanging down. I got it loosened up. I got the rear axle all cleaned up, as you can see. we'll take care of that later on. I just wanted you to see the chain. Over here, what you'll see is the master link. There's a clip, and I'm gonna pop the clip out and take this whole chain out and just totally clean it. I got a little container of chemical that I'm gonna put it in and just clean this whole thing fresh, start out brand new. And I just wanted to show you how this is done. Alright, so you got your master link right here. Now what I try to do is push down on this clip. Everyone tries to get in there and twist and whatever. That usually doesn't work. But you just take a flat blade screwdriver, whatever way will cover the two distances, and you just push down on it. And it should pop right out of there. Pay attention where it goes, because they do sometimes go flying. Pop the plate off, pop that off. Now what you want to do is put this together, take the time, and put this clip back on. Put it in the groove, keep it just like that. You wouldn't believe how easy stuff like this, these little parts are to find when they go flying. Or you're just moving stuff around, your rag hits it and it disappears, you can't find it, and you know, if your shop sells chain, then you're pretty much in good shape. But if it doesn't, then you're out of luck. No one wants to be out of luck on a Saturday when you want to go riding. Alright, so here's the chain. As you can see, it's pretty filthy. It's just too much. And you know, all that time I spent cleaning that wheel, I'm not going to put this back on. It just looks like garbage. So I'm going to clean it up, and then I'll show you what I use on the chains, and only what I use on chains. And it's a really good product. So let me get you over. I'll show you how I clean this up. Alright, as you can see, I ended up feeding the chain back through. Onto the sprocket, and then you feed it through. When it gets down to the bottom, you just grab it with a magnet and you pull it the rest of the way through in neutral. And the other thing that was also helpful was taking this guard off for chain guard. Alright, so we're at this point right now. There's our master link. We don't want to lose that with the clip. We got our rear axle. And actually install this first, and then all right, we got everything else here. We'll get this this wheel back underneath there. Show you how we hook this all up. This is another piece that I had seen. It goes through for the brake lever here, and it's just a mount to keep the brake from when you hit the brakes. This it'll keep this strut bar from spinning all the way around and stuff like that. So yeah, it was pretty well in there. So we're also going to throw a little something on that, so when it's in this bore here, because that's where it slides. It's got its own little hex on the back. It fits into this bore here. I mean, it falls out now, but it wasn't before, because it was corroded in there. So, all right, well, we got those all in there. We got the brake shoes all set and everything. And they're looking pretty good now. So we'll throw those back in there. Clean all my greasy fingerprints off. We got the spacer on this side that fits into a seal here, and this is a spacer on this side. I've already greased up the throughways for everything. Get this over here. Let's roll this tire into position. Making sure to keep everything in check here. I'm going to put the bolt I was talking about in there and just try to get it lined up. And there we go. And just loosely going to throw a nut on there just to try to keep everything in its place here. You still got that spacer. It's no big deal to slide right up in there. Now this, like I said before, I'm just gonna grease up. Got that all set. All right. It's looking like it's down a little bit. Let's give this a half a twist. It should line right up. Kind of like that. Look at that. Oh, geez, is that what grease does? Makes things move easy. All right, cool. So we got it on that side. We got to put the spacer on before we push it all the way through. Get our spacer in here, just like that. Put that through like that. Here's another new chain adjuster. And with this, I'm just gonna quickly just throw this nut on here real quick. Like quickly throw this nut on here real quick. All right, so we got that situation all set. We bring the chain around. We'll reattach our master link. I'll just go boom, like that. Want the letters facing out. Just a thing that I always do. Now, when putting these on, you don't want the clip to be coming around this way when it's up on top. This clip should always, the bullet nose I call it, this would be the tail, I call this the bullet nose, always faces follows the direction that the chain will be rotating in. I mean, if you got a 4-wheel drive with reverse or whatever, yeah, but you're not going 50 miles an hour in reverse. So you just want to pop this on, and the way I do these is kind of just as easy as the way I popped it off. I get it down on there, I take my screwdriver, grab the back side of this, I line up I line up the clip grooves, and then I just push this right on. And it pops on just like that. All right, so we're that far with it. Now, we got the washer for the chain adjuster and the nut. Get that started. Push that all the way through like so. Go on the other side here. Washer on, and the nut. We'll also attach the brake drum adjuster. And get this down a little bit more to where it needs to be. just snug for it at this point. Alright. And then that's just finger tight. Also, let me take you out of here and show you. Now, there are graduations on the swing arm, as you can see. And there's a, let this focus in real quick. Come on. See, it's at number 1, and there's a mark on the adjuster itself too. So, as you can see, look at that. Oh, that I gotta clean that all up. That looks horrible. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out, and I'm probably gonna go to like, see, it's a little bit before 1. I'm gonna set it to the first 1, and it's probably still not even gonna be. See, it's a little bit of, it's like right at it there on that side. Now, mind you, this thing is off the ground too, so that's gonna affect the adjustment also. And then you got this side. It's a little forward because you don't want it to be crooked either. See, it's just a little forward of that one. But that's the way you can tell. And the other way to tell too is just look right down the chain. Make sure the chain looks like it's like dead straight, you know? See how it's like right in this area here? It's like weaving off to the right. That's because it's adjusted a little different. But I mean, for the most part, it's close. So let's get this really dialed in, and we'll get that chain guard back on, and I'll get it off the jack so we can really finalize, adjust it, and tighten the rear axle down. And that should be it for this one. All right, hold on. Let me put you back in the stand. All right, as you can see, we got the wheel back on, chain guard, chain. It's still not totally adjusted. Like I said, it's up in the air. But this is a good time to actually lubricate the chain. And this was the product I was going to tell you guys about here. It's chain wax, chain lube, and this is the crystal formula, they call it. I don't know if it says it on here. I know it is. But this is the clear. They got a gray, which, you know, the gray, if you got a nice chain like this and a sprocket, you know, it's all chrome and cool looking. You know, you don't want to have gray on there. And what this is what it says. It's a wax. And you got to shake it up for like a couple minutes or whatever. And then the best thing to do really is for this to work extremely even better than what we have right here for stationary, is to clean your chain, totally clean. No grease, no oil, no nothing on it. Put it back together just like how it is right now. Go take it for a run down the street and come back, and you'll touch this and it'll be hot, like it'll be warm to the touch. That's when, at that point, you want to jack it up in the air and then spray it with this. Because this smells like Crayola crayons when you spray it. It's exactly that. It's just like a clear Crayola crayon type wax. And it's perfect for O-ring chains and everything like that. It's just good all the way around. I use it on street bikes, dirt bikes, anything with a chain really. Because what happens is with regular chain lube doesn't dry. This dries like a wax candle. Like you melt wax and you drip it and it will dry. That's what this does. So when it's warm, the chain's nice and warm, this will spray on. It sprays on nice, but it'll leave a nice coating. It's crystal clear, so you can still see your gold chain and everything like that. And, you know, when it warms up, it doesn't go flinging off. You don't really need a whole bunch on there. You just need to coat it, and where you want to focus in on, you don't want to focus in on the links. This really doesn't do anything. You want to focus in where it actually rides in the teeth, you know, the rollers, the O-ring, everything like that. So the easiest way to do it, like I said, is just to shake this stuff up, you know, and just spin your wheel and aim for a spot where you're gonna get some overspray. It doesn't matter. This is my lip saw, but you know, on your driveway, it's gonna leave a spot or something like that. And it's a pain to get out of blacktop. You'll always see it there. It'll be there almost like forever. So what I do is I just slowly spin, and I just add a nice little coating. And you can see what it looks like as the spray is there, but that's it. Made it around because I was paying attention where the master link was. So you see that come by a couple of times. And that's it, you know, you're good. It's pretty much, it's all set. We'll clean this little area up. I mean, it smells exactly like Cradle of Crayons. Stuff's awesome. And the reason too, you want to spray that because you don't want to spray it like here and it'll get all over your rim, it'll get on your tire, and you don't want that stuff there. So you want a good through place to spray. And with the tip on here too, it comes with a straw. You can pretty much direct it right on top, right where you need it. And like I said, it's a good product. I've had this can forever. So, I mean, at the time, what, $8? I can't even imagine. It's probably like double that. I've had this that long. I probably had this for at least 20 years. And that's no bullshit. Yeah, just good stuff. Lasts a long time. I've probably done, gosh, I bet I've done about 60 chains out of this can. And it's still, oh, it's probably somewhere around here. Full. So, it's, you know, it's worth the money. Depends on how many times you maintain your chain and stuff like that. Usually, I don't know, it's like, it's one of those things like when I was doing oil changes and stuff like that, and the bike had a, you had to adjust the chain. I would have like a little setup. It was a grunge brush. It actually had bristles on both sides and on the bottom, and you can lay it over the top. And then I had a spray bottle with kerosene in it, and you could spin it and get it going, and spray it in there, and just keep spinning the rear wheel and spray it. And I wasn't spraying the chain; I was spraying the grunge brush, and it would get all that out of there. And then I would just take a rag and wipe it dry, and yeah. After that, it was good to go. And usually there would be all black, like you could see it before, probably when we first started this video, it was all black in here and everything. And it's just excess lube, which, it's not a bad thing, but it's just a cosmetic thing. And you don't want to look like a newbie to the game, driving around with all kinds of chain lube flinging everywhere, and it gets on your pants, your clothing, your sneakers, stuff like that. Boots. So it's just a good way to keep everything nice, clean, and presentable. So like I said, this is what I use. It's made by Maxima. You can find it at any motorsports dealership, or you can probably find it online. They don't sponsor me or anything. This is just something that I just totally believe in. So all right. Well, I just thought I'd show you that, and like I said, I really believe in it, and if it was up to me, I would use this on everything, and that's what I've been doing for the past probably 20 years myself. So, all right, well, we got this all dialed in for right now. I'm going to lower it down. I'm going to check the chain adjustment on here, because once you sit on it and everything like that, as you know, the chain will tighten up, and I just want to make sure that it's good to go. And we'll probably take this thing for a little test ride. I'll show you, you know, getting started up and everything like that. Because it's pretty cool. And I don't know, there's a bunch of guys out here. That's why I don't really show too much riding around, because there's so much traffic around here. This ain't registered or anything. And I just don't want to have any issues with people and me zipping up and down in the parking lot here, because a lot of people do it, and I hear a lot of complaints about it. I don't personally do it because I don't want to be one of those guys, you know. So, all right. Well, anyway, enough of that. Let me get this straightened out and down on the ground, and we'll get her fired up so you guys can hear what she sounds like. All right, here she is running. Fired up in one kick. Seems to be running all right. Well, you can hear them valves ticking a little bit. I didn't check those because that wasn't part of the deal. But man, sounds like it's skipping there a little bit. Well, that's what she sounds like. And oh, it's missing a rear peg. Yeah, the guys told me about that. So I looked at it. I never crossed my mind about it. He said he was going to get it. But I remember him saying something about it now. But yeah, I mean, this is what it is. I mean, it sounds good. I know she's a good runner, so I'll take it out for a quick test run and see how she does.